All right, guys, game three. You know, at this point, based on what we watched, Yon is probably gonna get banned. Like, BDD is just on it. I just can't imagine it. And the Nasus was absolutely worthless, pretty useless. I assume they're probably just gonna go with a Zero Trist ban of some sort once again, unless they feel like they can make it slip and play something else into it, which is fine. Technically, Corki wins versus Trist the majority of the time, so you don't have to ban Trist. If they pick it, you can pick Corki into it, and that's okay.
I think, as we pointed out, even in game number one that they did lose, he was the one stalwart defender for KT.
Rumble ban is perfectly fine. It's an OP pick. Smolder,
So if you're happy
that's
to take
fine.
the Jhin into the Ziggs, obviously we saw the opportunity for that last game, but it didn't happen.
We ban Vi. That's okay. I mean, I don't think I really would care about banning the Vi, but like they find that his Vi is threatening enough. Okay, first pick. What are they gonna take? Lilia? Are they gonna take? They don't first pick 80s here. I know that. Sejuani? If you pick Sejuani, then they take Lilia, and it's not necessarily the grandest of times.
So maybe lower priority to get picked.
Ziggs is still first picked. Personally, it's been fine. Like, that's how this has been going. It's been fine. They'll probably take a Jhin answer sooner this time. I feel like what's been going on has not been the best.
Jhin to come through in this rotation, or at least before the second phase of bans. But immediately, Leo.
Okay, so Leo is good. And then they took Ivern, which is interesting. I mean, Ivern can deal with the poke of Ziggs pretty well. If I see Ivern, though, what am I taking as T1? Like, what is my response to Ivern? Like, the most normal thing that people like taking... Oh, it's Zyra. Actually, low-key, it's Zyra. And then if you do Zyra, you need to take your 80 mid probably here.
And then Ivern.
And there's plenty of support picks to take into Leo, so it's not an issue.
We've typically seen from this team. Obviously, one in Barrel had that pick of confidence. We've seen the Poppy often picked into Leona, though. I wonder if T1 bring that out.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get more protection, you could look at the Poppy. They're hovering Xin, which...
You could also take Brand. So, like, I feel like you need to take it. I feel like an AP jungler makes the most sense is because you can out-farm and outpace this, like, the Ivern by a lot. Ziggs, wave clears, keeps things under control, and then you take a nice... Like I said, if you take Corki here, to me, it sounds good just because you just have so much wave clear. Like, you will probably eventually just win off that alone. But not everyone sees it the same. Sejuani, so they're doing the very most normal pick, which it's okay, not my favorite, but it's a fine option. And they still take the Camille. That's crazy. So they're dropping mid. I mean, it could be an AP mid now, right? Naturally, but we'll see. We'll see. Sejuani Camille, you could definitely just whip out the Renekton, but personally, let's see what he has. Renekton, Jax, Cassante. Excuse me. He has 3 picks. He's fine. Take the Jhin, take the best pick that you have into Ziggs, take the Jhin, and then push for one of those 3 picks at the 4, and then you have mid counter pick, and they'll probably ban 4 mid.
At least Sejuani and Camille as a duo, a lot of power there. And it basically forces KT to say...
Maybe they ban Rel as the one support ban.
That isn't going to make it through to the next rotation.
No! I mean, I understand, but I personally, like... I feel like the Jhin I don't know. Personally, I feel like the Jhin matters more in many ways compared to like the topic that you'll get. They still ban Poppy. I know his Poppy's good, man, but that's crazy how much respect he gets, especially because Poppy Ziggs just sounds whatever.
During the regional gauntlet.
Yeah, it feels like the second phase of bans. The bans should be relatively straightforward. A lot still left on the table that could be utilized by either team. The Poppy, an obvious one. The Seraphine also getting a look at here.
That's interesting. Actually, you know what? That's really interesting. That's not a bad idea. It is true that you can play Seraphine into this shit. But what are you gonna do, Seraphine Jhin ban?
Just to get some shielding, some healing to deal with the poke, and also be an AP presence for the team.
Would imagine that the Jhin is next here on the ban list for T1. Otherwise, KT Rosa can just slam.
The only thing is, I wonder if they decided not to take it because they're worried that Camille can latch on and they can burst. I wonder if that's why. Because if that's the case, then I probably am going Ashe. Probably.
Jhin
You could
on
also do.
top
I
four.
mean, I guess they would be worried about Ezreal in
If
ways.
BDD again,
Nasus?
something that can really punish them, because I do think
Wow,
BDD again
I
has
don't
a
know, man.
extremely
We'll see
solid
how this
front
goes.
in
I
this series.
personally,
Interesting as well, there's no look at Tristana.
uh,
Okay.
That's just on it. Doesn't mean the Jhin is open. But maybe.
I mean, yeah, obviously they're gonna
maybe
take
wanna go
Corki. So what the hell is this pick it into mid? It has to be an AP, which well, I mean, we knew it was gonna be an AP. Well, it doesn't have to be an AP, but like most likely it was gonna be that.
The Corki comes in 10 loss streak for this pick so far, but BDD decides he wants to try and break that. And then
Taliyah.
Zaya, looking at Taliyah, obviously something that with the Camille setup, great follow-up onto that.
This makes me think that they're looking towards maybe an AP carry for Deft here, like something a little bit crazy. With the even with the Seraphine, then Ziggs already picks up. Because
We're just playing Bard or Bard. We're just playing Ezreal, right?
already got taken away.
At this point, I don't think you're. I don't think you're picking Jhin into this.
Is a very solidly carry in the middle lane, as we've seen. Is that going to be enough? It looks
What?
like instead. A
What?
Sivir, we saw Gulma
Hold up,
and
hold up,
this time
hold up,
it is
hold
gonna
up,
be
hold
Deft
up.
trying
What?
to bring it in here.
Okay, so Corki and Jax can win the respective
It
sides.
just once again feels
I
like a
wonder if
blowout.
this is a better way of going about it. Because when I saw these three picks here, yes, you can latch on, you can get onto the back line, which can be rough. Naturally, Ezreal, if you want to fight into that, Ezreal would be like the pick per se. I guess you don't really have to necessarily take Jhin, even though Jhin is for sure lane-wise the best pick into Ziggs from the AD side. For sure it is. And knowing these picks, most likely he's going to be an AP mid. I mean, Jhin is still like, okay, you know? But they really wanted the Jax. They didn't want any... I mean, they weren't getting any flexibility anyways, but also... I mean, you also don't want to just take Seraphine straight up, do you? Does Seraphine make more sense? Leo, Ivern, Seraphine... You get one of those top lane picks. How this ban went out might have gone Corki. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see how this plays out in the end of the day. Because they felt like they could drop AD, and so their drop for AD ended up being a Sivir. That is what they pulled into. None of these teams are going to lane swap. We're definitely going to get standard lanes for sure. If T1 lane swaps, it's purely because they see that KT has no idea what they're doing. So they're still doing the same idea where no matter what, Leo is bot, and the Jax, and then the Sivir will TP bot, and the Sivir has to TP. Now that Sivir has to instantly TP bot, like should instantly be TPing bot.
Around for him, and he's sneaky Leona's hanging out. There is a
downhill from there. This T1 roster has been together, had very unlucky draws.
It just seems weird because to me, the second I see standard lanes, like if I see the Camille top, like obviously they're trying to fish for an advantage, and their idea is that our Jax gets an XP lead and a bounced wave to play on. That is the goal.
On the flip side, this T1 roster has been together, excluding Zeus since 2021, and talk about.
I don't know. Well, let's just see what happens. And of course, it does help Faker. That is the advantage of the situation, is that like T1 will lane their support mid and like screw BDD over. Bard will hit level 2, so Sivir is now TPing, but she definitely dropped.
This is the sort of.
She dropped 3 melees. And that's it. She dropped 3 melees. That's basically what she dropped.
They're doing the very light swap.
So she had the TP bot anyways. Nothing happened to Ziggs.
And Deft will end up really far ahead in terms of level.
And BDD got fucked over for that.
Here as well to get level 2, but presumably still hasn't been seen. So maybe Guma
Like,
gets punished here.
BDD got really fucked over for that. Someone tell me what is KT's actual idea behind this? Because top lane has to be for sure the main advantage of this whole situation, right? For sure, top lane must be the main like advantage. Also, P06 pathing is. What is this? He smited the wolves? Huh?
He has not played it yet, so perhaps he,
Wave.
He thought that there were... He absolutely butchered this. What were they thinking? For sure they must have just lane swapped just for the sake of, like, lane swapping that. Because there's no reason to do it. And now Ivan's pathing is very awkward. And the Sivir gained nothing from that situation. And this is the bounce wave for them to play on, but they got nothing out of that, and the Jax is down hella CS. So that did absolutely... Okay, they need to never do this again. Like, it was already terrible the first 2 games, then they did the same dumb idea, and it turned out horrible again. I don't know why this is their idea, but it's just really bad. There's, like, especially for this kind of game, this is the kind of game where Jax laning mid... Like, having Jax lane mid, because he has pressure, right? Like, he has, like, Counter-Strike, he has his jump, he has ways to deal with it, right? Yeah, he could get chunked, but... He can get level 2, run down. I mean, they could also just do the Jax TV, but I feel like that's just, like, kind of weird. It's also a little weird because it's with Ivern. That is true. I mean, I probably just had Jax laning bot early then. With Barrel mid. I don't know. There's far better options here than what was seen. Because there's... I forgot who did it. I think it was... Genji. I think it was Genji who did it. Where Kyria hits level... Or not Kyria. Keen hits level 2. Runs down, and the Bard hits level 2 on mid wave, and it worked perfectly fine. Like, they were able to catch it. Oh, I remember it now. Sorry. I don't know why I keep forgetting, like, how it goes. So, the support lanes mid for level 2, right? Level 2 for the support, right? And then the top laner hits level 2 top, right? Level 2 top, but he hits this in top lane. He's hitting this in mid lane. He bases, and then goes bot. And then at the same time, this guy will just run bot, right? Like, he will run bot. And these two 100% can defend any situation here. Now, obviously, if he fast pushes wave 2, so you're doing a wave 2 crash, then, yeah, you have to, like, TP bot. Like, it is what it is. You're gonna TP bot. But that's about it. Right? Like, that's just how it goes. And in this case, since he has CP, yeah, like, Deft will TP. Again, I don't know why, like, you're lane swapping, but, like, that would be the simplest way. And then also, doing that, again, it looks like it's gonna be the same thing, but at least having your Leona on mid means that this guy is not fucked. Like, this guy will be okay. But instead, he has no flash, his conditions suck, and Faker's, like, hard chilling, and he's super happy. So, that strategy that Genji applied would be really good for what KT's trying to do. But KT, instead, is having their support sit bot lane, while these two are laning top, and so this guy's isolated. So, basically, they have almost the right idea, but it's just not fully there.
Aggressive flash.
I'm sure for real. That's
Still happening.
The thing is not respond yet, but it will take a longer. BD doesn't help us get back, but it feels like Constantine carry out some from being in a couple position, and the match is already fine to clear, but it's really frustrating to get help.
It's gonna get 6 as well off of this final cannon. Yeah. So cannon makes its way back to base, and buy in and be feeling it. Maybe able to teleport. I'll just see what BD are possibly able to shove in this wave. There's not quite enough for the tier and lost chapter. This Faker has.
Yeah, it's a sad inventory for any AP player. Just desperate to try that. Can't definitely going to feel much better for Faker in this game compared to last game where he was playing Nasus. Basically did nothing and fell behind. Now he's the one in the driver's seat with help carry.
Those opponents where you really think about every step you miss, and like, has to tip us,
Yeah. Is it just like 1 on top of that?
It's
finish it? I forget what the
currently so much.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to here for Rubs, and people also with the Ivern are utilizing that zone control very well. They barrel. He says zone control, he's facing it, and he does do that, and he's probably dead. It's not comes in. It's still very long period of time. It's first blood goes to Faker. Nobody brand.
So, we're finding the grubs. Jax's bot, he has TP. They both have TP, but they'll never TP because it's not 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to set up here for the grubs. And
You never
Roster
leave
with
this.
the
Like, they
Ivern
never
are
engage from this
utilizing
situation
that
because this guy's
zone
cut
control
off,
very
but he
well.
runs in.
Barrel
Corki
says,
can't
"Enough of the
hit.
zone control, I'm just gonna put my
You're
face
also
in
not
it."
necessarily
And
that
he
strong.
does
It's
do
like
that,
Sivir.
and he's
Like,
probably
it's not really
gonna
whatever. So
get
Barrel
it.
kills himself. Cool. They get 2 grubs. Bot is frozen, and Zeus is slowly winning. Zeus is like really winning.
Yeah, he just used it for both. Here comes Daps trying to get the down, doing a flash away, lines on the ground, but what Duke's doing, or just auto, as Devin's just gonna take it down, and give it
Alright. Guma Inting, we got a pick.
The brushes, well, the guard out there, and you see Barrel, he's trying to go make it a good block before he's done, and then Barrel just shred.
It's your main source of damage, he was like on the other end of the window. You know, you can see you fall into the distance. Very telling as that.
No.
So they hit the vision in the brush, and otherwise they're trying to knock that wasted their damage, but you can knock yourself out in the flash. You're completely fine. So really big mistake here for Guma. He's going to get this Sivir to the right rather in a much higher pace, otherwise the being line is really, really big for his KT comp. As we see, otherwise I think they might get some damage if beating him perfect not in your position.
Yeah, another thing kind of Corki is that he has a decent, a lot of damage, you know, like the Gene Procs and the Q ult late in the game, but it's not just on. You're just on it in the late game, it was constantly compound damage in every situation. I think sometimes teams will land on the Corki as the DPS threat, and he really doesn't compound numbers just like Sivir or External, even though like traditionally carries.
I want to take the board, highlight, perfect. In the carry versus carry matchup, not necessarily one that I think you're supposed to win early and release much more, but when you get to the stage of the game, when the counter strike becomes very, very low. But right now, really struggling with keeping up in terms of minions, level down on Zaze as well.
Yeah, the trading patterns have as well been a bit questionable. He's being very aggressive, trying to push waves in, and using counter strike, aggressively. And then Zaze holds on to his shot until after that. And he's like, "Oh, you want counter strike, so you're gonna face a RQ." And so the Bill's going to that. This one time, which we've seen done. And Zertic is here, and so is Barrel. So
What is funny from carrying, he puts the ball down and starts recalling, so they're like, okay, who's coming? No one. Going on, going back to base and then running over. They just gotta put some pressure on, pushing Barrel to get cover now. They just wipe the external vision.
Yeah, that is so they just assume Zaze for the base there.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sivir
This game is a little bit different than the last. You know, so Faker ended up getting away from like kind of that awkward situation in mid lane, but Corki is still a menace with the right, you know, with the right
get it for your Sivir.
advantage. And right now, like, Sivir is stuck bot, terrible conditions. She's gonna TP to them if they want to fight the second grubs, right? That's a guarantee. This means Camille needs to shift on this timer if they want to fight this. If T1 wants to fight this. Because Camille was in their face looking to cancel the base, this means that Camille's not going to be in this fight, and Sivir can join this. Okay, so this is already like they're bait TP. They're trying to bait the TP as T1. The only problem is Faker does not have flash, so now he's done. But for some, who fucking hits the blast cone?
Here we go. Gonna try to come in.
It was Guma. How does that happen, by the way? I'm so confused how so many times in professional gameplay that like someone just screws up the blast cone.
Here the knockout comes in. There's that TP you guys are talking about, and now Faker.
Faker literally dies because of Guma. What a fucking idiot. Unreal. Unreal that Guma actually killed him. Because, you know, if they can survive that bait TP situation, which it looked like they almost were going to be able to, even if you lose a flash, it's really good for Camille. But they failed it. So now they lost their mid laner, and now they gotta recover the map. God, the Jax is getting railed, by the way. Absolutely railed. I wonder if it was too early for Perfect, because he did not play in the LCKCL too long, and they promoted him, and it was definitely a risk. But this guy just does not, he is not matching his counterparts, that is for sure. And lane swaps is like one of the worst metas to play in for like someone who's not like as intelligent about the game. Pretty bad.
Yeah, I think also the durability from the Aftershock really amplifying the shield to Ivan. Yeah, we see the these boards with shields on the side. Oh, kind of expected those two dragons, being sort of lower value ones, you get high value soul, but getting hextech as well, with so much ease to profit for both sides, definitely a priority going forward. The game, T1 pretty good about the ways to get to.
That has been happening very consistently. I think all three games T1 gone the first
So T1 is playing for a Drag's Soul victory. People are on bases, Herald is super free. Zero wards on Leo. I don't know what he's doing. This guy needed the base like probably 15 to 20 seconds ago. There was really nothing for him to stay on. And because he's taking such a late base, this means they can't really play on the map to do anything. Jax is also not on the map. Corki's like trying to rush to get like a little surprise play, and they read him because they had wards on here from the Herald contest. So those wards are still up. And now they can push these off. And naturally, you know, they go into bots, so we're side trading, but the thing is, Hello, hello. Furia is here to protect it. Also, they have Ziggs. You can like help boost it, which he did. Cool. You drop mid wave. Fine. Not the end of the world. Definitely, absolutely no point on hitting this, by the way. Once this is done, like, just have owner base, or owner could just run down too. Either or. If he doesn't have a base, just like run down and contest the next mid wave and just keep things moving along, and then go into your bot camps, and then base. So that was kind of just like a big waste of time to just like hit top for nothing. And it looks like he had over 800 gold, so like, yeah, he 100% should have based after the turret. Then they would have been faster on bot side. So this is just like a very pretty common thing. It's like, everyone's showing here, they failed this play, you're up tempo. If Seju bases, he's gonna come down. This guy has no wards, he's safe. Base. Then these two align, they come out. Ziggs is gonna go recapture this. Talia's gonna base. And then she can come running out towards mid. And now you just have all this like pressure, all this like ability to impact the map. But it's lost because we just pushed top for fun. And our Bard is just, you know, he's worried, but he should have taken his base soon. And you just trust the process, you know? Because Faker is going to get a timer with TP2 in case something happens, and you're pretty happy. And Corki will never TP bot because, like, it's pretty bad to just leave the top wave as is. Now the only problem the only problem I have with KT right here, what's going on here, so Corki pushed this out, right? He's not confident on pushing deeper, so they feel like they have to sack. The Jax cancels his base, so now he's contesting top wave later, so now Camille has a longer timer to fight, and now she should, and they didn't use any CDs here, right? I really don't.
It's a bit of a...
I know they're going for this, but personally, I really don't want to.
Downtime.
There's the Bard. There is...
Like, you get his flash, which is cool, but for me, I feel like they could get so much more because at this point, he's gonna have a really long timer to come here, and if you're like you're chilling, if they want to contest this in a like closer, better situation, we're gonna fuck them. Like, my Camille's gonna fuck you. And if he TPs, he's dropping top wave, we back off. Or like, if you win the fight, cool, but you can back off, and guess what? You lost. It's a lose-lose situation for KT, and you have to choose like something, and no matter what, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be fun. Like, you just can't do it because it's just your Jax is late to top wave. Like, you have to wait 2 wave timers to get out of this situation versus the 1 if Jax based earlier. And all in all I gotta say is just, it's just, and I like that T1 will go for the quick plays in the end of the day, but like, big picture wise, they could have done a lot more of this, especially like they could just herald mid straight up, and I don't know how KT is gonna respond correctly versus that. But that's not the case. Dragon's up 45 seconds. The Camille shifted over, and now because they have the T1 turret still, like, he actually has the answer. Also, I hate that Jax is moving over still. Like, this guy needs to shove this shit out. Now Camille needs to actually approach top wave again. This means that you may not start Giant on spawn because you need to wait for the Camille timer. Camille got her timer. Yeah, you're not starting on spawn. You're waiting a little bit. Okay, so they gave time for Zeus to do his thing. And this is not necessarily the worst what they're doing, because right now, so Ziggs has the blue. They're just fishing the poke, and they're letting Camille do her thing, like I said. And now Talia, oh dude, this is going pretty well for T1 actually. So look, like I said, it's probably not good to hit Dragon right away. Again, it's mostly because your Camille just got top. Like, yeah, you want to force a fight and force my Camille to start right away. It's like, she's winning her side. Like, just let her keep doing her thing. So she's doing her thing, right? The Corki shoved out bot, and now he wants a base. I don't know if they've been tracking if he needs a base, but if you look at the items of Talia versus Corki, you can kind of assume he does, right? Meanwhile, Meanwhile, these guys contested mid one timer, so now like they're gaining like a little bit more poke damage, and so like okay, we did this, now we're gonna go back bot. This guy pushed up this, cool, awesome. You know, this nets Camille another base. So Camille gets another base, gets some more items. Taliyah pushed the bot wave, and now Corki's like, well, we're really struggling like contesting the map, so like I need to TP mid, and then we need to like contest this next wave. Okay, well now I'm dropping bot wave. If I go bot, then this guy's gonna like if he goes bot, then Taliyah's gonna go mid, and then they're gonna get another mid wave, and now we're just back in the same situation where it's like, what the fuck do we do as KT?
Yeah. And again, no flash, no flash.
So now they contest the next mid wave. Okay, but now Faker catches the bot wave high, and now they're heralding, so now it's like, oh shit, okay, well, that didn't work. And on top of that, Camille is here. So now that Camille has joined, now it's like, okay, Herald's coming, Camille's here. I guess we can't do this until Jax is here. But then Taliyah pushed out bot, and she took the full bot turret. And Jax didn't even go mid. Now he's mid. But the Camille is now pushing out the bot wave because she's safer than the Taliyah. We dropped that. Jax didn't fight it.
Of T1, there it is. They're gonna throw it straight into Pyochik. They know he doesn't have it, but he has actually a stopwatch.
Oh my god, this is fucking amazing. I need to save this clip. This is actually amazing. Holy shit. What an incredible like 2 to 3 minutes by T1. That was incredible. Wow. You know, there's moments where I'm like, what the hell is T1 doing? But I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what you do. That it literally stemmed from just perfect base timer, and it just snowballed into something crazy. And wow, holy. I mean, if T1 could get stuff like that consistently, they're just an absolute menace of a team.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, 61 getting the most value. Getting the value, getting so much gym structures, and then we're going to get back now. It's going to slow down the soul, but it's allowed them to balloon this massive goal lead. Really, it's 6,000 right now between two teams.
Yeah, again, it really comes down to the setup, you know, the classic burn, and then really just a perfect team fight around this dragon area that nets to the Baron, actually. And now the dragon, and now all the turrets. It really wasn't fun. This one team were ahead, and they were getting a little advantages, but then really, I was kind of a backbreaking fight.
And not feeling good about the Corki loss getting broken this one, gentlemen. We'll highlight as well the very early death from Zayn actually gets so much value between Ross and his result for generally 3 DP as a Camille, staying on level lead, and then adding a death into a full AD team. A lot of value.
Area doesn't have magical turning, actually. He's got run ult in, and he gets it out free.
Yeah.
Not gonna land this time.
Still sold the bot value this game. You know, the splashes, that was nice there. Regardless, very nice to take that one. Just have the warm-ups. I'm not sure if health yet, but yeah, he gets passive. But we'll pick up some those W's to get help back. The team 15 seconds on Baron. So basically one way to try and crash it, and use the wall to do so.
I mean, like they can't do anything. Like they're just peeling things off. Like they can't do anything.
Basically one wave to try and crash in and get this, and they'll use the wall to do so.
The ult's gonna be thrown towards Leona. Beryl just says, okay, I'm going in.
To do so.
Okay, honestly, he literally could have just flashed out, and that would have been fine. But he kind of just goes in. And he fucked up the grubs too, Beryl. Like, he actually screwed that situation up as well. I think that's it. Like, if I go further into this... Because there's no way they can get back into this game at this point. Like, the only way it happens is if, like, I guess if T1, like, semi-ints, and then, like, they just start getting pumped on, like, the damage is just pumping through for KT, because they do have damage. They definitely have damage. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Barrel's, like, going for plays, because he's just like, we're just gonna lose. And they definitely just lost. Like, this actually might be a game where I say MVP is Zeus, purely just because, like, I mean, he handled his opponent so well that the side pressure he had was just enormous. And honestly, unfortunately, it's perfect. Like, this guy got slapped, blasted, and then Beryl also had really bad stuff going on. Also, you know, Pyochik had a terrible first path idea, which also greatly hindered him. So, there was a lot of bad stuff going on. Like, yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff going on for KT this game. But that, like, 1830 to like 22 minutes by T1. This was just, I don't know, that was just a clinic. That was just a clinic about how to just dominate a team. So, well, on the game 4, I guess.